Hi guys, welcome to Verbling. I am back for another hour of teaching. So we just had a class in the last hour where we learned about spider diagrams and mind maps. If you don't know what those are great ways to organize your thoughts and learn to write an essay. So for all those who are like, I have my TOEFL or my IELTS exam coming up, that is how you need to join. Norbert, you made a reservation for this class.
Yeah.
Yes,
I should.
No, it'll be okay. Your internet connection will stay with us. Okay? So the first 2 minutes of our class are reserved for students who have premium accounts or who have made reservations. All right? So Norbert snagged the reservation for this class and he got a spot. We also have Ahmed. Ahmed is our newbie. This is his first day on Verbling. So Ahmed, I'm so happy you decided to come back for another class with me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we also have a couple of new faces. We have Pablo. Hi, Pablo. I know you were in the last class. I am sorry I didn't get to say hi to you.
Yeah, I was watching.
That's awesome. So now you're part of the class. Yay! Next we have Lena and we have Adnan. So that's awesome. Lena. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. Sorry, Lena and Adnan. And Yuri, are you going to join us? Yuri, I know you're in the chat. Why aren't you joining? And Hamid is here as well. So it looks like a lot of students made reservations for this class. So that means that in 2 minutes when the seats open up, most of the seats are going to be taken by students who made reservations. So if you guys don't want to be left out, if you want to ensure that you have a spot in the classes that you want to get into, then you have to upgrade to a premium account, and that way you can get as many reservations for as many classes as you want. And the first week is free. So for all those students who are new, first week is free. All right. So it looks like the spots have opened up for everybody in class. That's awesome. And what do you know? We're full. Okay. So let's start. So welcome everyone. It's really nice having you guys join us. I'm sorry this class started a little late. I was wrapping up the last class, all right? Which I would highly recommend that everybody checks out, because we learned about a really cool and interesting way to organize your thoughts to write essays. So for everybody who has issues writing essays in English, I would recommend that you guys check out the last class I taught on spider diagrams. Okay? So let's see. Oh, we have Jarno. Hi, Jarno. Nice to have you back.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Yeah, Jarno from Finland, right? Finland.
Yep.
Yeah. I read a really interesting article on Finland a couple of days ago, and it was how there's no homework in Finland. Like students don't get homework until until they become a teenager or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're like, which school was this? Because I had homework throughout my life.
Yep.
I don't know. It was a really interesting article about how the teachers in Finland, they are really well respected. Like you think like the teachers are like the doctors and lawyers of the country. All right. I don't know. It was really interesting for me to read it because it's a little different here in North America, where teachers are like, I mean, it's not as well esteemed as the article made it seem like it was in Finland. Anyways, I'll talk to you about that later. So welcome everyone. Welcome to class. This is a speaking class, and we are going to be learning and speaking about London, England, which is one of the biggest and most metropolitan cities in the world. I'm just going to say, if anybody has been to London, England, has any souvenirs or any pictures, I would love it if you guys share that with us, okay? So when you want to speak or you want to tell us something about London, you can share your screen and show us pictures of your visit from there, or you can show us a souvenir. I know Norbert has a couple of souvenirs. He was recently there, maybe last year, a couple of years ago. Last year. Okay, awesome.
Oh,
and,
2 years ago, sorry.
Okay, yeah, it's 2013, Norbert. Come on. And yeah, so we're just going to be talking about it. What do we know about it? And we're going to look at a couple of interesting things that are particular to London and learn about some of the tourist attractions. All right. So it's a speaking class. So I'd like everybody to participate and talk about their opinions. And we'll also talk about if we've been to London, and if we haven't, if we do go, what would we like to see? All right. So without further delaying this class, which has already been delayed a little, let's start. Let's introduce ourselves really, really quickly. All right. So let's say our name. Let's say where we're from, and let's say whether or not we've been to London. All right. I'll start. Welcome everyone. My name is Hina. I am your teacher for this hour. I'm from Canada, but right now I am in San Francisco in California. And the last time I went to London, I was like 9 years old. I was really, really young. So I've been there, but I don't really remember that much. So it's kind of like a, I don't know if I've been there or not. Okay, so let's start with Adnan.
Yeah, I'm Adnan. I'm from Bosnia.
Okay, you're from Boston? Yeah. And have you been to
Bosnia.
Bosnia.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And have you been to London?
No, I didn't visit it.
You haven't? I haven't visited it.
I haven't, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Adnan. And is this your first time on Burbling?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome. It's really nice to have you. Yay!
Yeah, thank you.
New students on Burbling. Thank you, Adnan. And we have Hamid, who is also a new student on Burbling today. So go ahead, Hamid, introduce yourself.
Introduce myself again.
Well, for every class, because there's new students and they don't know you, so just a quick introduction.
My name Ahmed from Egypt, and I work as assistant teacher in Suez Canal University, Egypt, and now I am PhD scholar in China.
And have you been to London?
No, I haven't gone to London.
Haven't been to London.
Haven't been to London yet.
Perfect. Thank you, Ahmed. Next, we have Alessandro.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Alessandro from Italy. I haven't been in London yet, but I'm planning to visit London next year.
Awesome. I like how you said I haven't been there yet. So that's great. Thank you, Alessandro.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.
You too. Next, we have Imad.
Yeah, thank you, Hina. I'm Imad. I'm from Syria. I haven't been to London yet, and I'm not planning to be there.
Oh, well, don't say that.
I don't like British accent. I don't like it. I don't like the way. I can't understand the people who speak in British accent. So
yeah, that's a legitimate concern. I understand. Thanks, Imad. Next, we have Hamid.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Hamid from Turkey. I have been in London for 2007 summer holiday, and it was a prize from my father because I was a fourth person for my class, and my father made a surprise for me, and it was amazing.
And did you go with him or did you go by yourself?
I went to by myself, but my brother was in there, so we were together.
Was with you.
Yes.
Your brother was with you. Awesome. So if you have any pictures, Hamid, I would love it if you shared them with us, okay? So you can pull them off from your, like in your folder or whatever desktop you have, okay?
Okay,
awesome.
And I went to English course for England, for London.
Perfect.
And I stayed 66 days in there.
He like knows all the days. I stayed 2 months and 6 days. Awesome. Thank you, Hamid. And so we want to see pictures, all right? So make sure you pull them up for us. Next we have Jarno. Yeah, next we have Jarno.
Hello, I'm Jarno. I'm from Finland, and I've been to London, and I'm planning to go there again. And it's an awesome place. Lots of excitement.
Lots of excitement. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Jarno. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and I have lots of pictures. I have lots of stories.
That's awesome. We want to hear them. This is a speaking class, so I would love it if you guys did most of the speaking and not I. All right. So I want to see pictures. I want to hear stories, and I want to hear. Oh, I haven't been there, but I would like to go. Why? Because, and we'll also learn some interesting things from one another that way. Perfect. Thank you, Jarno. Next we have Lena.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hello, I'm Lena. I haven't been to London yet, but I would love to go there someday.
Awesome. Where are you from, Lena?
Well, I'm from the Philippines.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And is this your first time on Verbling?
Well, I guess I have been going to some classes.
Okay, all right. So not really. So this is not your
not
first
really.
class. Okay, that's
First
awesome.
day.
So this is your first time in my class. So that's awesome.
Yes, in your class.
That's awesome. Welcome, Lena. Next we
Thank
have. You're welcome. Next we have Norbert.
Hello, I am Norbert from Hungary, and I have been to London in 2011 for 7 days.
That's awesome. Thanks, Norbert. Norbert has awesome stories, and he has souvenirs to show as well. So that's great. And lastly, we have Pablo. Pablo has changed his display picture to a picture in London with the tube, the underground. Right, Pablo?
With my name in English, St. Paul. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
In the underground in London. I've been there 3 years ago. I went in order to watch a U2 show at Wembley Stadium, which was amazing. It was
you mean
incredible.
a concert of U2?
Yeah, of U2 concert live. Yeah, it was amazing.
I'm so jealous.
80,000 people. Near 80 or 90,000 people there.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Which stadium was it?
At Wembley Stadium.
Wembley Stadium. Okay. So I am so jealous because I'm a big U2 fan. So and I've never been to their concert because every time they come to Toronto, the concert is like sold out, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, at 4 or 5 years ago, I don't remember. I went to New York in order to watch U2.
That's awesome. So you're a hardcore fan.
Yeah. I've traveled a lot around the world. Yeah.
That's awesome. And where are you from, Pablo? Sorry?
I'm from Spain. Although my father is Cuban.
Okay.
And my mother is Spanish. So I'm from Spain.
You're from Spain. That's awesome. Welcome, Pablo. All right. So I hope all you guys who have been there are getting your pictures ready and your stories ready to share with us. Okay. So before we hear stories from one another, let's just cover a few facts about London. Okay. So London is the capital of the United Kingdom, right? Everybody knows that, and it is one of the most metropolitan cities in the world. What's the name of the river that runs through London? It's a very, very big attraction. Who can tell me?
Sorry,
Thames. Yeah. River Thames. Yeah. So River Thames is a very, very big attraction, and it's a major source of like fishing, and in the summer they do lots of cool sports in that as well. Okay.
But I think it's a bit dirty.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's the issue with, water bodies in metropolitan cities. You end up dumping all of your, garbage from the city in there.
The rubbish, yeah.
Yeah. So, what happened in London last year? It was a really, really big event.
Olympics.
Yeah.
I almost was there.
You almost went there? Why didn't you go?
I don't know. I heard about jobs after the Olympics. That there were a lot of jobs for students.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I came home when the Olympics started.
You came home when the Olympics started. Okay, so you were like, just missed it. Okay.
But I was in a preparation game in 2011. It was a beach volleyball inside
volleyball.
Inside the town. I can show some pictures.
Yes, we want to see pictures. Awesome. So so last year the Summer Olympics were held in London, and London became I think it became the first city ever to host the Olympics for 3 times. So last year when the Olympics were held, it was the 3rd time in London that the Olympics were held. and it became the first city to host the modern Summer Olympics for 3 times. Okay. What about multiculturalism? Do you guys think London is a multicultural city?
Of course.
Yes.
Very much.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so the population of London is a little over 8 million people. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, what were you going to say, Norbert?
This what you say.
Yeah, the population is a little over 8 million, so it's a big city. Last week we spoke about Toronto, which is the biggest city in Canada, and the population of Toronto is 5 million, and Toronto is the biggest city in Canada. So the population of London is 8 million, and do you guys think it's congested? Do you guys think it's like really, really busy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Norbert, so tell us about it. So when you were there, were you like, oh, there's too many people and not enough space?
Actually, I was in the rush hour too, in the metro.
Okay.
So you can't sit. There are a lot of people, and everybody rush to work or to home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are a lot of tourists also.
Yeah, and they have tourists year round, right? So like they have tourists. Yeah. Their tourism is never like, oh, we only get tourists in the summer. They have tourism year round. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to ask, what's the currency that you use in not just London, but I guess in the UK? What currency do you?
Pounds.
Pound. Yeah. British pound.
Or sterling.
Yeah. So British pound or pound sterling. Is England part of the EU?
Yeah, of course. But
yeah.
they do things in the opposite way at the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
They drive on the
other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't respect the rules.
Yeah. So
wow.
That's an interesting thing to know for anybody who's ever considering going to London, that even though the UK is part of the European Union, they don't use the euro. They use their own currency, which is the pound. So they never switched, what was it, I think 10 years ago or something, when all of Europe shifted to the euro. They didn't. So they still use the pound. And the pound is actually stronger. It's stronger than the US dollar, Canadian dollar, it's stronger than euro. So they were like, we ain't changing. We're gonna keep our currency the way it is. Okay,
yeah,
that's an interesting thing to know. And there are over 300 languages that are spoken in London. So it's a really, really multicultural city.
And it was interesting when I walked inside London. I heard a lot of Hungarian words.
You did?
Yes, there are a lot of tourists.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess a lot of tourists from all over Europe as well. I've heard that it's really cheap to travel within Europe. Like from Canada to go to England is like $800 ticket, like return ticket is like $800. But I've heard that if you travel within Europe, it's a lot cheaper. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Is that true, guys?
Yes, it's cheap.
It's cheap? Okay, that's awesome. And what about the train? There's like this bullet train, right? That's in Europe or in London, in England. Where does it start? Bullet train? I've heard of it. I don't know if it really exists.
Maybe you think about London and Paris.
London and Paris.
Yeah. Yes, that's very cheap.
Yeah, and I think 2 or 3 years ago there was a train that now leaves from London to Beijing. Do you guys know about it?
Yeah, I didn't know.
No? So from London to Beijing.
Wow, it's a long distance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like a 3-day. It's like a 3-day journey or something. Here, I'm gonna link it to you guys. A friend of mine went to London, and she went to like the main train station. And she was in London, and there was a train that said going to Beijing. And wow. I didn't believe her. I was like, no, why would a train go from London to Beijing? And it's true. There's a train service that like travels throughout Europe, and it takes you from London to Beijing. I posted a link there. Travel from London to Beijing by train. How much do you think that would cost? Yeah, go ahead, Papa.
maybe it's a kind of a new kind of tourism, like a hotel, yeah, like Trans-Siberian, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been on it.
And then maybe the same idea.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was really, really cool. I was like, wow, so you travel all of Europe and like half of Asia and a train. So that was really, really cool, I thought. Okay. So what are some of the, go ahead.
No, you have to have enough time in order to make the trip.
Yeah, it's like, I am going to be traveling for 4 days. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to see all of Europe. Awesome. So there are some World Heritage Sites in London. Okay. What are World Heritage Sites? Who can tell me what they are? World Heritage Sites. Okay, I'm writing that in the Wordblend chat. So what are World Heritage Sites?
Well, heritage. Heritage is something. Yeah, I know. I know what it is. It's complicated.
Go ahead, Norbert. Yeah, go ahead, Norbert.
But do you think in London?
Yeah, in London there are World Heritage Sites, but there are World Heritage Sites all over the world. So World Heritage Sites are structures.
Roman monuments, for example.
Man-made structures.
Monuments, etc. This kind of monuments.
Yeah, they don't even have to be man-made. They can be natural structures as well, like certain parks, like Hanging Gardens of Babylon, for example. And World Heritage Sites are parts of the world designated by the by the UN, so by the United Nations. They protect these areas. So when a city grows and they say, okay, we're going to get rid of this building in order to make space for more apartment buildings, if that building is a World Heritage Site, you cannot destroy it. You cannot demolish it, okay? That building or that structure is protected by the United Nations. And there are lots of World Heritage Sites in London. Who can name a few?
The place where
Greenwich, Hina.
Sorry, Hamid?
Greenwich, for example.
Greenwich?
Greenwich.
That's not in London.
That's not.
That is another city.
Yeah, we're talking about World Heritage Sites in London. Okay.
Tower of London. It's Tower of London.
Tower of London. Okay. Yeah. What else?
Palace of Westminster.
Palace of Westminster. Yeah.
Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge. Yeah. Okay. I think there's a couple of churches as well. Is there like Saint Margaret's Church? Yeah.
St. Paul Cathedral.
Yeah. And there was a former oh my god, wonder of the world. And Adnan, it's really noisy from your microphone. So a former wonder of the world. So it used to be a wonder of the world. It's not anymore. What is it? Yeah, so there were 7 wonders of the world. There was like pyramids, Taj Mahal, Great Wall of China. There was one in London as well. What was it?
Royal Botanic Gardens.
Big Ben.
Yeah, Big Ben. Yeah, the Big Ben. Yeah, so the Big Ben. The Big Ben.
And it isn't. It isn't now.
No, so they rewrote all the wonders of the world. So like 5 years ago, the UN came together and they said the 7 wonders of the world need to be updated. Okay, so I believe the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy, that used to be a wonder of the world. It's not anymore. The pyramids still are. Taj Mahal still is. The Great Wall of China still is. Big Ben was like just like downsized. Just like no more. You're not that. Amazing. Because the wonders of the world were the wonders of the world because you couldn't build them again, right? Like you cannot build the Great Wall of China again. You cannot build the pyramids again. So like about a few years ago, they said, okay, all the structures that can be built again, they can technically no longer be wonders of the world. All right. So Big Ben used to be a wonder of the world. It's not anymore. Okay. What other interesting things do you guys think are in London? It doesn't have to be a wonder or a World Heritage Site, but just other interesting stuff that is in London. What do you think there is?
I think there are lots of good pubs.
Ooh, lots of good pubs.
I love the parks,
The
James
parks.
Park and Hyde Park. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else? There's
The Camden Town Street Market.
the what is trademarked?
Camden Town Street Market in the
Yes.
outskirts of the city.
Yeah.
Camden Town.
Yeah. Kensington. Yeah, Kensington. And then you have the London Eye. Everybody knows what the London Eye is?
Yes.
The London. Yeah. What is it? Who'd like to explain it?
Well, it's like a big. It's like
I
a
think
big.
it's the huge Ferris wheel.
Perfect. Yeah. So I wanted to basically get that word. So that the London Eye is a huge Ferris wheel. So a Ferris wheel is a ride that you have in a lot of theme parks, and London has one of the biggest London eyes in the eyes in the world. So if you have a huge Ferris wheel in a city, and it's an attraction of the city, it's called the Eye of that city. So for example, I used to live in Singapore, and there's a huge Ferris wheel in Singapore, and it's called Singapore Eye. All right. So London is one of the cities that has a huge eye. I was in Brisbane in Australia, and Brisbane has an eye as well. So it's Brisbane Eye. All right. So Hamid is saying that it's very expensive. Really, Hamid? How expensive is it?
If I remember truly, 100 pounds per
Per person?
one person. Yes.
That's so expensive. Who else has been on London Eye?
No,
Jarno?
I've been there. Yep.
You have?
But it wasn't that expensive. It was 20 quids about.
Okay. I guess it depends on which days of the week you go. Like if you go on the weekend, it might be more expensive, and on the weekday, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead, Ahmad.
I'm wondering, do they have Oxford University in London or where?
No.
Is it there?
No? It's in
Also,
Oxford.
is another city.
Yeah. Oxford University is in Oxford, which is another city. And University of Cambridge is in Cambridge, which is also another city. And these cities aren't very far from London, are they?
No.
No, they're not very far.
I don't think
Nope.
so.
Yeah, there's a city right outside of London where a lot of tennis matches happen. What's that city?
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon. Yeah. Yeah, Wimbledon. So Wimbledon is right on the outskirts of London, and that's like Wimbledon Cup, and like it's a very popular city for tennis and stuff. Okay.
I have been in Hampton Court.
Which one?
Hampton Court.
Hampton Kirk. I
Yes.
actually don't know what that is. Do you want to tell us?
There is an old castle where the British kings were stayed.
They used to stay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's
What
very
a,
beautiful.
yeah, there's
One of the most beautiful garden
gardens.
inside the castle. Yeah.
That's awesome. And there's a castle in London where supposedly the royal family lives. What's that called?
Yeah. Oh.
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to write that in the chat box? Buckingham Palace. So yeah, so Buckingham Palace. And there are those guards that wear those very funny long hats. Okay.
Yeah.
So for all those who have not been to London, what would you like to see if you had the opportunity to go there?
Stadiums. Soccer stadium. Yeah.
Stadiums, okay. Circus stadiums?
Yeah. Like Old Trafford or Wembley stadiums.
Oh, okay, yeah. They're huge, yeah. So you'd like to see all the stadiums. What about you, Ahmed? What would you like to see?
What?
What would you like to see if you go to London? What would be an attraction that you find fascinating?
Really, the bridge in the London. What is the name of this bridge?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good question. What's the name of that bridge? Is it London Bridge?
No, Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge?
Tower Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And the river.
River Thames. Thames, yeah. River Thames. So Tower Bridge is the one that opens up like this, right? I could be wrong. Yeah. Okay. I've heard it's beautiful. Yeah.
The Big Ben.
The Big Ben, yeah. And the Big Ben is right next to the London Eye, right? Like they're very
Not
close.
really, but
Not
in
really?
another other side.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Because in pictures, like the pictures, I guess they're panoramic pictures, so it looks like everything is close to each other. All right.
close, but there is a bridge between.
Okay, there's a bridge. Awesome. Ahmad, I know you said that you don't like the British accent, but what would you like to see if you have to go there for, let's say, work? Your company sends you there. What would you go see?
Let's see. Yeah, maybe the Tower of London or the palaces where.
Ooh, Ahmad, you cut off. Ooh, can everybody hear?
I can hear properly.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear you, Ahmad. I think your connection might be a little poor. I'll come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So Hamid, so since you've been to London and you have lots of pictures, we would like to see a picture or a couple of pictures you'd like to share with us, and then tell us, a couple of stories from when you were in London.
Okay, I am ordering my pictures. Maybe I can explain my ideas later.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll come back to you. Okay, Hamid?
Okay.
Perfect. And Jarno, what about you? You have lots of pictures too. Aside from pubs, what sightseeing did you do? Jarno, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I think I haven't seen all of them, but I saw something. For example, London Eye. I went there, and it was quite nice, and I was, so scared, in a cabin.
Oh, are you scared of heights?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I had to go. And then, the Madame Tussauds.
Madame Tussauds. Yeah, wax museum.
Wax museum. It was really nice. I saw these. What is they call it? The wax people.
Wax statues. Wax statues.
Yeah.
Yeah, wax statues. Okay. Does everybody know what Jarno is talking about? Madame Tussauds?
Yeah.
Yeah? Madame Tussauds is one of the most popular wax museums in the world. Okay? They have a couple of branches in other parts of the world. They have a branch in Hong Kong, and there's one in New York, but it's not as prestigious as the one in London because that's the original one. Okay? Awesome. And there's something right next to Madame Tussauds. What is it? It's out in the open. There's lots of pigeons and lots of statues there. Who can tell me what that is called?
Wow, yeah. It's in Marylebone Street, yeah.
Yeah. It's where a lot of people go. There's a lot of pigeons and you feed them, and there's statues of black statues of lions.
Trafalgar Square.
Perfect, yeah. So there's Trafalgar Square, which is sort of in the center of the city. There's a little tower over there as well.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I went there, that was my favorite part of London because there were so many pigeons and you could feed them. So you buy a seat and you just stand there and all these pigeons come and start eating off of you. That's awesome. What else, Jarno? What else did you see that you enjoyed? Did you go to Trafalgar Square?
Yep. 2009. I spent 3 months there in London.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So I kind of lived there and used to see all kind of things.
Okay, that's awesome. So
but I didn't go to see all attractions because
when you live somewhere, then it's I can see it anytime. Yeah. So compared to Finland, how did you find life in England or in London?
It was very hot spot. It was totally different than here in Finland. And people, when I went to underground and then first time I was so amazed, lots of people, every places were crowded and first time being in Oxford Street, the main street, shopping street in London, I was like, oh my gosh, how many people can I see, at once,
Yeah. Because like what's the population of Finland? It's not that high, right?
It's 5 million.
Yeah. So the population of the entire country of Finland is 5 million, and of London is like 8 million. So it's like the number of people. Yeah. Go ahead.
And when you went to Oxford Street, I think it was packed, and you had to, kind of elbow battle there and say sorry all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the word that people who live in London, what's another way that they call the underground, that the subway system?
The tube.
The tube, yeah. So the tube. So when you go to London and people ask you or tell you where the tube is, don't get confused. It's just the underground. Basically, the underground subway system is called the tube. Yeah. Awesome. All right, that's awesome. So Jarno, pull up some pictures and show us some pictures and tell us some stories.
I was thinking how can I share the pictures here?
Okay. Show here. Let me show you. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. So you can open a picture on your own desktop. Okay. So open a picture on your own computer, and there's this button here that says Screen Share. Okay. So you click on Screen Share, and then another window will pop here, and it will ask you what is it that you want to screen share, and then you can click on what you want to screen share and show us. Okay, Jarno? So you can like look at the pictures and be like, I want to share this one, and then when you're ready, you can come back and you can let me know that you want to screen share a picture, and then you can. So it's pretty simple. All right, is that okay, Jarno? Do you understand? Okay, I guess he muted himself, but okay. All right, so I'll come back, all right, Jarno, so you can show us the pictures. Hamid has to show us pictures as well, all right? So let's go with Lena. Lena? Yes. Yeah, so what would you like, you haven't been to London, but what would you like to see when you get there?
Well, honestly, I will go there for university, and then maybe, well, while I'm doing that, I'd be traveling.
Okay. Which university would you like to attend in London? Like in London or in England?
In England, I mean.
Okay. So which university would you like to attend in England?
Probably Oxford or Cambridge.
Okay. There are a couple of really good schools, like colleges and universities in London as well. Does anybody know a couple of universities and colleges in London?
UCL.
Yeah, UCL.
Yes, so, Oxford.
Okay, Oxford again. Oxford is in the city of Oxford. It's not in London, all right? So in London, you have UCL, which is University College London. Okay, what's another really popular college in London?
London
Imperial
Business
College.
Sorry, Elena?
Imperial College of London.
Imperial College. So there's Imperial College, and then there's also King's College. Yeah. King's College, yeah. So yeah, Cambridge and Oxford, they are in the cities of Cambridge and Oxford. Oxford is another city. University of Oxford is there. Cambridge is another city as well, and University of Cambridge is there. They're not really in London. They're very close to London, but they're not in London. Okay, so that's awesome. So Lena, when would you be going to the UK for school?
I'm not really sure. It's just a plan that someday maybe.
Okay. Look, planning for the future.
Yep.
That's awesome. So is there anything we've mentioned in class today that you're like, oh, I'd love to check that out?
Probably London Eye, the Big Ben, Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Lena. Next we have Norbert.
Okay, I'm here, but I'm not done. But I will share my screen.
Okay, so Norbert's like, I have 700 pictures. I don't know which ones to show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just choose one.
Pablo, I hope you are looking for a picture to share with us as well and tell us an interesting story about it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I have millions of photos because I'm a photo lover. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to take a lot of photos in my jobs.
That's awesome. So we want to see. So it should be easy for you to pick like one, just one, or two, one or two or three, however many. We don't want to see a million pictures.
Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Let me share.
Okay, so Norbert is going. Yeah. So actually, so Norbert, if you want a little more time, that's okay. Pablo's gonna share.
Okay.
Okay. So.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Pablo, go on.
Yeah, go ahead, Pablo. So yeah, so tell us which picture you're sharing and if you have an interesting story to go with the picture.
Well, I was impressed when I saw the Royal Guard in the Buckingham Palace every morning at the same time, doing the same in a very, very strategic way. Okay.
Strategic, yeah.
Yeah. Was amazing because all the guardians were wearing the same, in the same way and doing exactly the same. And it was amazing. Yeah.
So they were in perfect sync.
Yeah.
Perfect sync. That's the way you describe it. Yeah. When somebody, so when a group of people are doing the exact same thing and they are perfect at it, you say that they're in perfect sync, so they're synchronized with each other. Yeah, so they're in perfect, and that's what they're kind of popular for, right? Like people go see the guard change. This is the change of the guards at Buckingham Palace, and they are all amazing. Okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another one, it's in the Chinese. How do you say?
Chinatown. Chinatown.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was amazing. Also, it was also amazing because, as you know, it's a very metropolitan city. It was like if you were in China. It was a mini China in there.
Yeah. Chinatown in London is, I think, one of the biggest Chinatowns in the world outside of China.
I think it's called the Soho.
It's called the what?
Soho. SOHO. Soho.
Soho. Okay.
Yeah,
Soho.
Yeah. I'm sorry for I'm a bit aphonic and voiceless because I have a sore throat, so I'm sorry for my pronunciation. Sorry.
No need to apologize. That's okay. So apparently Chinatown is in Soho. I don't know if that's true, but that's awesome. Yeah. And it looks like you're enjoying the food. You're like, nom nom. Don't take my picture. I just want to eat.
Are you watching my brother-in-law T-shirt from YouTube?
Oh yeah, he has the YouTube T-shirt on. So do you.
Yeah. We made it. We made the shirts.
Oh, that's awesome! Wow, you guys are like dedicated fans. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Pablo. Do you wanna share another picture before I move on to Norbert?
No.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Pablo. All right, so next, Norbert, go ahead. Oh, and someone's saying Chinatown is close to Piccadilly Circus. Does everybody know what Piccadilly Circus is?
Yes.
Yeah? What is it? Who would like to tell us?
It's central, like Times Square.
It's like Times Square. Okay. Is it true? I haven't been to Piccadilly Circus, so I'm not too sure.
Yes, but I can find the picture.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Norbert, whichever pictures you want to share with your stories, that would be awesome. Jarno, are you almost good as well? Are you good to share in a little bit? Yes? Hamid, what about you?
I can share my pictures.
Oh, okay. So yeah, go ahead, Hamid.
Okay. Does everybody see?
Yeah. So I've frozen it on Hamid's screen. Can everybody see?
Yes, it's Times Square.
That's Trafalgar Square.
Yes.
Sorry.
Times Square is in New York. Trafalgar Square. That's awesome. Yeah. So I'll just write the name so people can Trafalgar Square, so everybody knows what we're talking about. Go ahead. Yeah. So tell us. It looks like a really sunny day, Hamid. When did you go? Which month were you in London?
for summer holiday, and I stayed between 21st of June and 27th of August, 2007.
So you were there in like the hot summer.
No hot summer. I lived my unforgettable summer season. I mean, I saw very much raining days in London.
Rainy days.
Rainy days, and it was first time for my life.
That you saw so many rainy days, like so much rain.
Yes.
Yeah. Does everybody know that about England? That the weather, what is the weather like in England most of the time?
Everyone, you must take your coat because
an umbrella.
Yes.
Yeah. And
it's
Lena,
it's almost all the time pouring with rain.
Yeah. Lena, what are you saying?
I know. I just answered your question earlier. You asked what weather it is in England?
Yeah, it's always very rainy.
Yeah,
and
very humid and rainy.
Yeah,
snowy at times.
Yeah, it doesn't snow that much. Like the snow is like it'll fall and it'll melt, right? It doesn't usually stay. I mean, right now there's like an extremely cold winter in Europe. So it might be a little different, but regularly the snow usually melts. It doesn't stay. And it's very, people who live in England and London in particular, they say that the weather is very rainy and gloomy.
Yeah.
What does gloomy mean?
It's very dark.
Sad and grim.
Yeah, it's dark, it's sad and grim, and you always have to wear a jacket and have an umbrella and have rain boots, and it's like no sun. So when I'm looking at Hamid's picture, it's like, oh, it looks like you were there in good weather. It doesn't look like it was a lot of rain.
And I saw one day, and this day was temperature was 30 Celsius, and it was the hottest day for my being in there.
Yeah, 30 degrees in London that's hot. That's pretty hot, I would say. That's awesome.
And can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
And it is symbolic animal for London or England.
Squirrel?
It is a squirrel.
Squirrel.
Yes.
Squirrel. Yeah. Is that okay?
Buckingham Palace.
That's a really nice picture.
And front of Buckingham Palace. Me and one policeman.
Palace guard.
Police guard. And it is a table for city.
Parliament Square. Yeah. So it's the city route.
Yes.
That's awesome. Is that you, Hamid?
Yes.
Okay, because you look so young.
Because it was 6 years ago.
Okay, all right. That's awesome. Oh, and Big Ben.
Yes. And time is for evening 9 and 10 p.m.
Between 9 and 10 p.m. Oh yeah, there's so much light outside. I guess it's because you're in the summertime, so it stays light till later. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Your birthday.
This photo is my birthday day, and I celebrate with my friends.
I celebrated. Celebrated.
Yes, I celebrated with my course friends, and my course friends is from them.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. You look like you had a really, really good trip to London, Hamid.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing these pictures with us. It looks like you had a ball of a time. Ooh, what's this?
I can. This is how can I say? It is an engine.
An engine.
Yes.
Okay. Is it in a museum or is it in a mall?
Museum.
Okay.
Maybe I can go on fastly.
Yeah, I mean, Jarno says that his pictures are ready, so I'll move on to him. And if you want to show pictures at the end, Hamid, then we'll come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing these pictures with us, Hamid. They were really nice.
Okay.
Okay, and Jarno, so go ahead. You can share your pictures with us now.
Okay. Okay, let's try the screen share.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it works now. Can you see the Big Ben?
Yeah, we can see it. So I'm gonna freeze it on Jarno's screen. Yeah, we can see it. It's in the evening.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I edited it a little bit. But, Yep. And then here is it again.
This is a really popular spot to take a picture. Ooh.
Yeah, there were lots of people to take pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is from Piccadilly Circus.
Oh, I've actually never seen Piccadilly Circus, so for me it's all very new. That's awesome. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's quite nice place. And then Camden Town. It's nice place to visit. So this is a picture of this. I don't remember what it's called. This red and blue.
Underground.
But it has a name. This sign has a name.
Oh, does it? I'm not too sure. Maybe Norbert or maybe Pablo would know. I'm not too sure.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Okie dokie. And then lots of donuts. This is from Camden Town.
Okay. Is this a street vendor?
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's a street vendor. So when you are walking on the street and people are selling food like this in carts, so we call that a street vendor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. And
You're welcome.
then tea.
Nice. Oh yeah, tea is a big thing in England, isn't it? Like evening tea. Yeah.
So I think this was my first tea for the day. So breakfast, and here is some toast and scrambled eggs and tomatoes.
What's a traditional food in England or in London in particular? Like, what's the food there that
fish and chips?
Yeah, fish and chips. That is like people love eating those in England. And what's a traditional like English breakfast?
Eggs and
bacon.
Beans.
Yeah, eggs.
Peas.
Yeah, eggs, bacon. And of course, there's sausage. They have really heavy breakfast. Norbert's like, I couldn't get enough of it. I loved it. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Jarno.
Okay.
I think Jarno's like, I lived there, so I didn't take as many. Oh, post-op. Is that you, Jarno?
Yeah, it's me here. Yay. I'm posting.
Like, I lived there and I posted mail as well.
Yeah. And in a pub. Tired. Yeah.
That's Jarno's favorite place. I love the pub.
Cool.
Perfect. The street. Oh, that's Sean Connery in Madame Tussauds.
Yep, from there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jarno, for sharing that with
you're
us.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right. And lastly, we have Norbert.
I have a very short amount of time, so I deleted some pictures. But
that's okay. Yeah, go ahead. You can show us whatever you want to. Ooh.
These are the guards. Went to the Buckingham Palace.
I didn't know that they came out on horses as well. When I was there, I only saw them like the guard change on foot. I didn't think that they had horses too. That's really cool.
Yes, and it was the Olympic preparation game inside the Horse Guard Parade, so inside the historical London.
Okay.
So it was amazing.
Ooh. So these were like the actual athletes who played in the Olympics last year.
Yes. There was a lot of tall women.
Oh, a lot of tall women.
Because I am very tall, and it was great to see that there are girls who are tall like me.
That is so genuine. They're like, oh, I couldn't believe there were women as tall as me. That's awesome.
This is the bus what I bought.
Yeah, double decker.
Yes.
Double. Yeah, double decker. So this is very, very, there we go.
Nice.
Norbert brought that souvenir too, yeah. The double decker buses. They actually have
And this
these.
is exactly the same where I traveled.
Oh, this is exactly the same bus.
Yes.
Awesome.
And just some more picture.
Norbert, you want to see pictures of you? Where are you?
No.
No, you're like, no.
Not now.
Okay, fine. Next time.
Tower Bridge.
The tower also.
Yes.
Yeah, Tower Bridge.
And this is Hampton Court, castle, and the park.
Wow, you guys, all those who are showing me the pictures, you all look like you went in really nice temperature, really nice weather.
And
it's
the
like,
last one, this is in Windsor. And it's interesting because Mike told me that the Queen is live here now.
The Queen lives there now.
Yeah, so this is a living castle, yes. And this is the only one castle where the Queen live.
Actually lives. That's awesome. All right.
And Elizabeth Queen. So it is her home. So
it's her home.
She don't think that Buckingham Palace is her home.
Yeah, that's like a tourist attraction, right? Like so many people are there, so I guess there's no privacy at Buckingham Palace, so they had to move to another palace.
And this is a very long park in front of the castle. It's more than, I don't know, 3 or 5 kilometers.
Wow. That looks awesome. Thank you, Norbert. Thanks for sharing your pictures with us. Oh, wow. Now I want to go to London. Like when I went to London, I was really young, so I don't really remember that much. But now I'm like, now I want to go. How much does it cost? I bet it's expensive to go to San Francisco.
Hey,
yeah.
Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, Jarno.
Yeah, one thing I want to say about the weather. It's so changeable. So in the morning you go out, it's nice, lovely weather. Sun is shining, and you think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And then in 2 hours, it's pouring rain.
Downpour.
Yeah. So you have to be prepared for changes.
For changes in the weather. Yeah. I guess the weather forecast is not reliable. Like it's not like
nope.
The weather forecast said it's gonna be sunny, but no, I'm still taking an umbrella and a jacket.
I was very lucky because when I was there, it was only one day when it was rainy.
Oh, okay. So you were there for seven days. So that's actually really good. Only one day of rain, it'd be like yes. So thank you guys so much. We're actually at the end of our class. I feel like I learned more from you guys than I could teach. Thank you everybody for sharing your stories from London, and your pictures are really, really nice to see. If anybody has questions, I say you direct them at these guys. Don't direct them at me because I haven't been to London recently either. All right. So thank you, Pablo, Norbert, Hamid, Jarno, and everybody for joining. I had a lot of fun. If you guys want to talk about another city, so I do this class every week where I talk about a metropolitan city. So the city that you'd like for next week, you guys should recommend it to me on my Facebook page, and I'll schedule a class for that city, and then you can share your pictures from when you traveled there. Okay? So I posted my Facebook right there. Thank you, everyone. It was so much fun teaching this class. I'll be back in a couple of hours with 2 more classes. All right?
Okay, see you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.